Hey guys, this is Bart coming to you from the TSD Industries WORX facility. Today on the dyno we have the ZX-4RR already strapped in. Now in weeks prior to this one we launched a couple of videos for you already. I hope you had a chance to catch them. If not, check it out. We have a first ride video and we have several installation videos of the parts already available for this bike. And Mark also did an overview video sharing with you what we already have ready for this bike and what's to come soon. Hope you guys can check that out. In the meantime, we had Alex working on this thing. He laid down some baselines in the stock configuration, and then he put on an Acura full exhaust and started tuning it. So now that the tuning's done and we saw what the results were, we're gonna warm this thing up, run it through a couple runs today so that we see what the current runs are putting out, and then we're gonna cut back in and we're gonna discuss what we found with you. All right, I think that's enough noise for today. We collected some data samples. What you see here is the 4 runs that we've chose to show. These are basically representative of the most consistent, similar curves that we found in each configuration. Let me run through real quick what all these things mean. This red highlighted curve is a bone stock curve. Everything on the bike is stock. This is the data that we collected from that configuration. Then we go to bone stock hardware, unrestricted ECU, which means we've unlocked some of the potential that was locked down by the manufacturer inside the ECU, just removing the restrictions. As you can see, the blue curve unlocks the rest of this potential here. So the divergence of red to blue is what you see by just unlocking the ECU. So you can see this bike is so neutered from like 11.5 up to red. Anything below 11.5 is exactly the same as the red. We just unlock extra potential, and it's Here, the peak, and I'm just talking about the peak here, the peak horsepower is roughly, let's see, we went from 58.5 to 70.5. So quite the big gain, and not just the peak gain. What really is the meat of the story here is that the bike keeps on climbing. So you take it to red and you shift back to here, it just keeps on pulling on you. And it'll really enable reaching much higher top speeds and acceleration through all the gears much faster to the top speed and the shift point. Moving on, the green curve here is after we mounted an Acura exhaust on this. It's a full exhaust. This exhaust was meant for the 250RR overseas, or 25RR rather. We got that imported. Our friend Pete from Street Customs helped us out. He had this imported ready for us to pick up. And we mounted this on here, and without any sort of tuning, we just validated that the air-fuel ratios are within safe limits to run it that way. And then we run it through its paces. As you can see here, the response around 8.5 to 10 is increased beyond what we see in the stock configuration. And then we go up slightly over from like 10.25, well, really from like 10.5 and up, we just see just a shift up. So we've unlocked some extra potential here with just running a better flowing exhaust with better acoustic response to what the motor's doing. Well, we decided, hey, let's throw some time into it and get it tuned. Alex spent a day or two here to come up with this tune. He messed with the air-fuel ratio, he messed with some other parameters, timing and things like that. The resultant here is yet more of a shift up. It's not as smooth as we would like to see, but these areas here, in the future, we're gonna start messing with possibly tightening up the clearances on the head. We're gonna change the cam timing. We're gonna mess with the intake characteristics. Alex already has some stacks in the works. He's been testing them. Nothing to report just yet. We're not there yet, but work is progressing. The aim is to fill in these holes and make our line a lot more linear so that you could expect once this thing comes on around 9, it's just gonna keep on pulling to red. What you see here is definitely an increase in performance over stock unrestricted, stock configuration of ECU with the full exhaust. Now we add tuning to it and we increase several segments here by a significant amount. In my opinion, it is significant. It's typically the amount that you would pay over and over in race gas. Here, it's yours forever. Race gas comes on top of that, and we go further. I'm not gonna mention the exact numerical values that we found here. This is an evolving project. This video is early on in the evolution of this project. So I think the best case is, if you guys wanna see the details that are current, they are live on our website. Within the product page for our Flash Tune service, you will see all this data. For now, this is what you'll see. In the future, it will be updated as we make more progress, and you could look for the details there. We're also gonna be making a blog post where we will break all this down and couple it up with some other data like top speed that this thing's capable of, with and without our tune packages. Later on, we'll be adding all the data about all the other performance parts that we'll be coupling up in our work systems with this bike. I'm really excited about this project because this bike is so smooth out of the box, and it's really nice. Just unrestricting it, this bike really is an inspiring machine. You throw a leg over it, take it around the block, it's one thing, but you take it to the track and it really opens up some possibilities. So that being said, next thing that we want to do with this is take it to the track. We've tuned it on the dyno in a static configuration. We've blown air with our front fans from the dyno into the intake, but that doesn't really tell us what's going to happen when the ram air engages. So we have a logging package on this bike. We're going to be logging while we ride around the track. We're going to be making some decisions, possibly touching up the tune, most likely touching up the tune, so that it's safe and effective and best bang for the buck in every RPM range. And the goal is to just make this an even nicer package than it came out of the manufacturer with. And given our history of what we've done with the WORX program, I think we're very capable of providing a yet better experience than just the stock configuration of the bike. So I'd like to know what you guys think about what we do here at TSD Industries. Please leave us a comment. We always like hearing from you. I'd like to invite you to the website, tsdindustries.com. We have some great parts already available for this bike. We have cosmetic parts that change the look of the bike. We have controls that change the characteristics of how the bike feels to the rider. We have upgrades to the performance, as you've seen here, and we're gonna keep that going. This is one of the cornerstone bikes that we've decided to emphasize and focus our energies on. So the next couple of years will be very interesting, and you'll see a bunch of parts and technology come out of TSD Industries for this platform. So check out tsdindustries.com, give us a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace, ride safe.